Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite English bulletin, The News. You're broadcasting live from TVT studios here in Lomé. Here are the headlines. The president of the Council for Asazuna Nyasingbe is on an official visit to Moscow, where he is holding high-level talks aimed at strengthening political and economic cooperation between Togo and Russia, as well as reinforce joint efforts against insecurity in the Sahel. This marks a new step in the president of the Council's balanced and discreet diplomacy, and we bring you more details in today's edition. And in COP30, Togo is making its voice heard. The Togolese delegation, led by the Minister of Environment, is taking an active part in negotiations and technical sessions, pushing for stronger climate action while engaging partners to mobilize funding and technology for adaptation projects back home. Stay with us. We'll bring you all the details shortly. It is always a pleasure to have you join us for the English news. Moscow marks a new chapter in the balanced and discreet diplomacy of the President of the Council for Asazuna Nyasingbe. He is working behind the scenes to stabilize West Africa, protect African interests, and also secure essential agricultural resources in a time of global crisis. In his visit, underscores Togo's growing role as a quiet but effective mediator on the international stage. Kwesi Glay tells us more in this report.
In Moscow, Russia, the president of the Council for Asazuna Nyasingbe is negotiating the stabilization of the West African region, the defense of African interests, and the crucial access to agricultural inputs amid a global crisis. This visit is part of a broader strategy, a balanced diplomacy that has long characterized Togo's foreign policy and that the President of the Council continues to embody. Since 2021 and the post-COVID era, the President of the Council repeatedly chosen as a mediator in African crises has been conducting many discreet diplomacy meetings and negotiations with different leaders to help manage or resolve crises. From Abu Dhabi to Rome, from Dakar to Lagos, and through key Sahelian capitals, he has taken on the role of envoy, often away from the cameras. Yet the outcomes are increasingly visible, sketching the contours of a shared African front for security and development. Moscow now stands as another pivotal step in that trajectory.
And the High Authority for Quality and Environment held a meeting this Wednesday in Lomé with the chairpersons of the Technical Standardization Committees to discuss best practices for committee management and the procedures for developing standards. The goal is to further professionalize the governance of the national standardization system. Kwesi Glay reports.
Experts and chairs of the technical standardization committees are receiving training to improve the way meetings and decision-making processes are managed. It is a first for these key actors in the national standardization system. The participants with this training will strengthen their ability to lead technical work, guide procedures, build consensus, and produce quality standards that meet international requirements. The training also focuses on managing disagreements and expectations that often arise during technical discussions. Participants therefore being equipped with strategies to ensure smoother deliberations and more efficient outcomes. With this initiative, the High Authority for Quality and Environment is enhancing the leadership capacities of each expert and committee chairs, enabling them to develop standards that reflect national realities while aligning with regional and international requirements.
And to promote cooperation, integration, and the maintenance of economic stability, the Court of Justice, one of ECOWAS's main institutions here in Togo, held a special forum this Wednesday for lawyers and law students. The aim was to familiarize them with the practices and the procedural rules of the ECOWAS Court of Justice. The awareness session took place at the University of Lomé and brought together legal professionals, a panel of judges, law students, and law professors. Awifan Chugan has more details in this report.
The ECOWAS Court of Justice is strengthening its visibility through an awareness session aimed at lecturers, legal practitioners, and law students. The forum designed to help participants better understand the meaning of the court procedures, advocacy mechanism, and the principle that guides its mission. An initiative well welcomed by the Bar Association. According to the president of the Bar Association of Togo, legal integration is built step by step, and lawyers are essential actors in this process. Their participation in this event is therefore a significant contribution to the construction of a true community of law. The president of the court, for his part, praised the active presence of lecturers and students. He encouraged them to take full ownership of the institution's role in safeguarding human rights and protecting citizens within the ECOWAS community. The fundamental mission of the ECOWAS Court of Justice remains to guarantee and promote the effective and efficient respect of human rights across all member states.
On the occasion of International Day of Peace, celebrated every September 21, an awareness session brought together students and teachers from the Tabligo Teacher Training College. The goal was to highlight the fundamental role of education in building a peaceful society. This initiative is part of Togo's ongoing efforts to promote social cohesion, tolerance, and a culture of non-violence. Ahufanu Chugan tells us more in this report.
In Togo, the promotion of peace remains central to public policy. In schools, educational programs now incorporate civic education, social cohesion, and the peaceful resolution of conflicts. In line with the International Day of Peace, student teachers at the Teacher Training College in Tabligo received guidance on how to cultivate peace in their daily lives. This session enables future teachers to better understand their role, identify sources of tension, encourage dialogue, and create an environment that supports effective learning. From strengthening the capacities of educators to implementing crisis prevention policies, Togo continues to multiply initiatives aimed at preserving peace and security in a sub-regional context marked by numerous challenges.
Plus que de futurs enseignants, vous êtes des artisans de paix.
More than future teachers, you are the artisans of peace, entrusted with passing on essential values to the generation to come. Through your commitments, you will help build a society that is aware, respectful, and united. I encourage you to make your classrooms true spaces for learning the values of peace, citizenship, and social harmony. At this point, I would like to pay a heartfelt tribute to His Excellency Forest Nyasingbe, President of the Council, whose visionary leadership in promoting peace extends beyond our borders, as we have surely observed.
En matière de paix, dépasse nos frontières.
Building peace on a daily basis is a commitment, one that requires citizens who are educated, responsible, and open to dialogue.
And at COP30 in Brazil, Togo is intensifying its fight against climate change. Led by the Minister of Environment, the Togolese delegation is actively participating in negotiations and initiatives to protect the country's forests, coastlines, and communities from the impacts of a warming planet. Kwesi Glay tells us more in this report.
For several days, climate issues have brought together countries from around the globe in Belém, Brazil. At the head of the Togolese delegation is Professor Komla Doji Kokoroko, Minister of Environment, Forest Resources, Coastal Protection and Climate Change. The delegation has been holding a series of meetings and participating in panel discussions, with various opportunities being used to build partnerships and secure funding.
Les échanges ont tourné autour des opportunités de partenariat.
Discussion centered on opportunities for partnership and support for the country. Members of the delegation shared their experiences in climate actions in Togo, both at the Togo Pavilion and at the other pavilions, such as the Francophonie Pavilion, as well as those of Senegal, Burkina Faso, and the Union of Cities. Accompanying the mission were honorable members of parliament and representatives of local governments who also took part in activities on site.
Qui ont eu également des activités sur le site.
With only a few hours remaining before the close of this 30th edition of the COP, the Togolese delegation is returning home with encouraging news. Several partnerships have been formalized for climate-related projects in Togo.
Beaucoup de contacts ont été pris.
A lot of contacts were made during the conference. Most members of the delegation learned a great deal by attending the different events representing Togo and sitting in on the negotiation session. These sessions covered several topics on the agenda, especially how to mobilize resources for climate action. As we followed up on the contacts made during COP30, the benefits for Togo will become more concrete in the medium and long term.
Les avantages seront formalisés à moyen et long terme.
At COP Berlin 2025, Togo once again reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to the fight against climate change.
And in Lomé this Wednesday, health authorities, experts, and partners came together to kick off the World Antimicrobial Awareness Week, a crucial campaign aimed at safeguarding the power of the life-saving medicines, especially antibiotics. Organized by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the Food and Agricultural Organization and the World Health Organization, the week-long initiative runs through to November 24 and spotlights the urgent need to preserve these essential drugs. Our Fanu Chigang tells us more in this report.
The International Israel Festival of Aneho, FIHA, has been launched with great promise, opening with an exchange meeting that brought together local actors from across Togo. This gathering focused on peer learning, the promotion of local economic development, and territorial attractiveness. The aim is to enable other local authorities to draw inspiration from the experience of the Lake One municipality. FIHA is an annual event during which the sons and daughters of Aneho come together to reflect on the development of their community. It provides an ideal platform for promoting culture, boosting the local economy, and strengthening the visibility of the area. GIZ is offering its support to this initiative, which aspires to be a dynamic crossroad of cultural exchange.
And prior to the celebration of International Children's Rights Day today, the Togolese League for the Protection of Children, in partnership with the Ministry of Solidarity, Gender, Family and Child Protection, launched a nationwide survey this Wednesday to map out and collect information on child care facilities. The aim is to create an updated database of these structures to improve the monitoring and effectiveness of child protection initiatives across the country. Our Chugang reports.
Creating an accurate mapping of all active child care facilities across the national territory is the goal pursued by this tour. In the coming month, the Togolese League for the Protection of Children will work to list foster homes and families, specialized centers, and reintegration institutions that support children in difficulty. This exercise will also make it possible to update the information held by the authorities on structures that already exist and are operating.
Un questionnaire avait déjà été envoyé.
A questionnaire had already been sent out. The census officers will go into the field to collect these questionnaires, which include, among other things, the categories of children, their structure received, their infrastructure, material and human resources, their challenges and their needs.
Les difficultés, les besoins.
The data collected will enable all stakeholders to jointly optimize actions in favor of children in difficulty. They should contribute to creating a more effective and resilient child protection system in line with the government's vision.
La présente démarche s'inscrit dans une dynamique.
The involvement of the mayors is part of a national dynamic of evidence-based governance where every decision is grounded in credible and up-to-date data. It also reflects the government's determination under the leadership of His Excellency Oresozimna Nyasingbe, President of the Council, to strengthen the mechanism of protecting and especially including the most vulnerable children.
Des enfants les plus vulnérables.
The minister in charge of child protection officially launched the census. She visited the Support Center for Children in Distress, a visit that led to a meeting with the center's management to better understand how it operates.
And the Naneho, the International History Festival, was officially kicked off, bringing together historians, students, and cultural actors from across Togo and beyond. The festival highlights the city's rich heritage while promoting local economic development and cross-cultural dialogue. Kwesi Glay tells us more on the launch of the festival.
Nearly 5 million deaths worldwide are linked to the misuse of antimicrobials, according to WHO. In Togo, 2021 recorded 1,320 deaths directly caused antimicrobial resistance and more than 6,000 associated deaths, figures that underscore the urgency of action. For Antimicrobial Resistance Awareness Week, Togo is organizing activities involving health professionals, veterinarians, and key associations, along with public sensitization and a scientific week based on the One Health approach. Since 2018, the country has strengthened its response through national action plans, the One Health platform, and capacity building for stakeholders. These efforts align with the Global Action Plan led by WHO, World Organization for Animal Health, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and United Nations Environment Programme, which focuses on awareness, evidence generation, prevention, infection control, rational use of medicines, resource mobilization, and governance. WHO reaffirmed his support and called on all sectors, human, animal, environmental, and plant health, to help reduce and eventually eliminate antimicrobial resistance in the world.
And in Neho, the International History Festival was officially kicked off, bringing together historians, students, and cultural actors from across Togo and beyond. The festival highlights the city's rich heritage while promoting local economic development and cross-cultural dialogue. Kwesi Glay tells us more.
The International History Festival of Aneho, FIHA, has been launched with great promise, opening with an exchange meeting that brought together local actors from across Togo. This gathering focused on peer learning, the promotion of local economic development, and territorial attractiveness. The aim is to enable other local authorities to draw inspiration from the experience of the Lake One municipality. FIHA is an annual event during which the sons and daughters of Aneho come together to reflect on the development of their community. It provides an ideal platform for promoting culture, boosting the local economy, and strengthening the visibility of the area. GIZ is offering its support to this initiative, which aspires to be a dynamic crossroad of cultural exchange.
That brings us to the end of today's edition. Thanks to my wonderful team and to you, cherished viewers, for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates, and remember to give thanks no matter the situation. Have a wonderful evening. See you next time. Goodbye.